I can't wait for the Premier League fixtures to release, lads. They released them at the exact same time on the deadline. I like it. Well, at least we have them now, isn't it? As it's time for the Game Week 26 wildcard draft. Now, a lot of you nice fellas out there, and me included, still have that sexy wildcard stored in your back pocket ready to use. And maybe some of you want to go full balls deep into this massive double Game Week 26 and wildcard right now to get the best team possible. And if so, what team is best team? And that is what we'll discuss today. With this team is not only built to do very well in the doubles, but also prepare for that proper cheeky scrub wibbly wobbly blank Game Week 29, which actually only sees 4 games played. Oh dear. So first we'll go through the entire team and the price of the players, and then have a look how it can be lining up in Game Week 26. So the first very fine gentleman to join us today, it's the glue glove wearing geese, Emi Martinez. He's got the most points out of any keeper so far, up towards the top from the most bonus points as well, and also very close to the most saves as well. But what is more sexual than all of that is that he actually has a double in Game Week 26, one of the best set of fixtures for a keeper as well, and he also plays in blank Game Week 29. So the best scoring keeper with a double, with a blank, he got everything, lads. So I think he's done good enough to sell himself there, making him the first player that has to be in your wildcard this week. And next on this best ever wildcard team, it's actually the Benchy Boy keeper, where for now, I've actually chucked in a very controversial one with Alex McCarthy. Now, he's performing just as good as an absolute wet wipe right now. Very not good. But the only reason I've chucked him in here is because he has a double in Game Week 27 where Martinez doesn't. So he's just a way to jump on that if you want to. But if you don't want to, chuck him in the bin and just choose a really cheap keeper and start Martinez every week. That's probably the best thing you can do. But I have to chuck him in to be a little bit different here. But moving straight on to the brick wall defense, where every single one of them are literally made out of steel. Nothing is going past any of them ever. With the first one, definitely highlighting that, being Ruben Diaz. Diaz has gone and turned that Man City defence into literally an impenetrable force. It's crazy how good he is. And unless you want your rank to be penetrated soon, you probably want to get in at least one City defender into your team. Where Diaz, I would say, is the most guaranteed to play out of any of their defenders when he's actually fit, and is definitely the safest one to go for, and definitely the one you should go for if you only want one of them in your team. Because they keep in so many clean sheets, you don't want to miss out on any of them. Get him in. Where Man City are even better here, because not only do they double in Game Week 26, they also have a double in Game Week 27. So you've got to be on it like Sonic with their team and just whap all of them in. But the next defender to join us is the one and only Matty Targett. Now, with those double fixtures here and blank fixture, you've got to be targeting the villains here, haven't you? Matt targeting, you say? When Martinez is so highly owned right now, to get a proper edge, you might just want to double up on that Villa defence. Where Matty here has got himself a good few amount of assists, so he could well be the best option to go for. And maybe he can assist you in getting all of those extra Villa points, where again, they play in the double and in the blank. Perfect stuff. Now with the next and actual final defenders, where I'm going to premature spaff all of these players straight at you at the same time, as there's multiple different options you can go for. You might want to change all of them, or maybe just one, but they're probably the players that are most likely to change throughout anybody's team, but I'm going to go for these here. Where the ones to join me are Stuart Dallas, Ola Aina, and Ben White. Dallas is here because he just fancies being in the team, he's just chilling. But nah, he actually plays in Game Week 29, but is also one of the highest scoring defenders so far, and very capable of getting all the points, so he's in there. But also, you kind of don't mind benching him every now and again, so perfect stuff for that. Ola Aina has been saying Ola to all the points lately, after a goal and an assist and 2 clean sheets in his last 3 games, whoa. As Fulham give that one final push to survive, and, they actually look pretty damn good right now. But also, more importantly, Aina is a player that doubles this week and plays in blank Game Week 29, where the only teams to do that are Villa, Spurs and Fulham, so you probably want to get at least one of all of them. And then Benjamin White is here because Brighton have somehow turned into the best team in the entire league, what? Proper Graham Potter magic, apparently, fair play. But also White is probably one of the most nailed-on defenders for that team, sometimes playing in midfield as well. Whilst Brighton's defence has actually been very, very, very good lately. Quite sexual, I would say. It's been that good. But they also play West Brom this week if you want to play him, or at least to have him on your bench ready. And then also, he does also play in blank Game Week 29, and arguably one of the best fixtures there for a defender, playing Newcastle at home. So that is why he's in. So these three defenders are here because they basically all play in the blank. But Aina also doubles this week, so out of these 5 defenders, you can have 3 doubles for this week and at least 4 of them playing in the blank. But also, because some of them have bad fixtures sometimes, and also all of them are cheap, you don't mind chucking some of them on your bench every week, but there's still a very good potential to get all of the points. So that is absolutely lovely stuff, and the defense done and gone. Gone? Yeah, sure. But now we can get onto the juicy stuff here, the meat of the team, and that is the midfield. With the first fella here being the one and only, and actually apparently controversial right now, even though, you know, he's still the top goal scorer in the league. It's mad how someone turns essential into an absolute trash bag in literally after a game, right? But that man, it is Mo Salah, Mo Salah. Now Liverpool are a bit wibbly wobbly right now, and some of you might want to stay away from them, but they do have kind of a nice double this week. As you know, they play the poor excuse of a team in Sheffield United, and also have a decent run of fixtures after that. And also, actually only playing 2 top 6 teams for the rest of the season now. So you never know, Liverpool could turn all of that around very soon. So the Mo Salah man, the dive-in man, Mo Salah, has to be in this team. But if you don't want him, then get someone like a Bruno in, because, very controversial, no Man United players in this draft, mainly because of the fixtures. But if you want to change that, change any of these to a Bruno and you're all good. But the next guy, or guys in this team, is actually the double act with the double-double of game weeks. And that is the Kevin De Bruyne and the Gunda Goat Gundogan. Man City play West Ham, Wolves, Man United and Southampton for pretty damn good FPL fixtures, especially for them right now. And they're all at home and all in just 2 weeks as they have back-to-back doubles. Now that is actually sexy, very sexy stuff, right? But the main questions on everyone's lips right now will be double City attack versus double City defence. Which one do you go for? Well, in my opinion right now, because of the risk of rotation between a Stones, a Laporte, a Cancelo, a Walker and all of that, you know, I would say the only really nailed on ones, especially in the double where they're going to play in quick succession, is probably only Ederson and Diaz. And you probably don't want to go for Ederson because, you know, you have a Martinez. Meaning Diaz is probably the only defender worthy to get in all of these doubles and for the rest of the season in terms of guaranteed to play. But if you want to risk it, go for one of the other ones. So for you, I've actually gone for double attack, with one of those men being the Gundogan man, who is gonna just keep on scoring apparently, isn't he? And he is providing amazing value, amazing form, all of that. You got to get him in for his price. Meanwhile, a Kevin De Bruyne is now back from injury, hey, and is now going to be an ultimate super mega differential, where if you're on a wild card, I think De Bruyne probably is the most essential player to get right now, because not only do they have back-to-back doubles, a lot of people probably aren't going to get him in unless they're wildcarding as well. So you've got to take advantage of that and get him in your team. And I would say at least 3 Man City is definitely essential right now. And if you went for these 3 in the back-to-back doubles, all of the points income in. Now on to the final midfielders, which are also very up in the air and very subjective, based on your team, based on your plan, based on whatever else you want to go for. And if you really want to, you can change these guys to anyone you fancy, so no biggie anyway. But the lads I've gone for is a big old Harvey Barnes and Rafinha. Mr. Harvey Barnacles and Leicester play Arsenal and Burnley in this double, with also some friendly fixtures just after 2. But also, they're playing pretty damn well, right? Especially Harvey Barnes. Get him in. Meanwhile, Mr. Too Good for Leeds, Rafinha, has also been doing pretty well, but he doesn't have a double, but that also means you can just chuck him on your bench this week. But the main reason he is in is because he plays in that blank game week 29, and you'll probably want to get him in eventually anyway. And also, he's just quite good at football apparently, so I think that's a good enough reason. But the main reason I say these players are a bit subjective is basically because I've actually gone for these, spoiler alert, over a Vardy or Bamford. So if you're going to chuck in one of them, you probably don't need the other one. Or if you want to double up on one and leave out the other team, you can do that as well. But I've done it to mainly spread out the team, cover a lot of the doubles, but then also be very prepared for that blank game week as well. But then also, if you really want to just go for the doubles and not care about the blank later on, then you can change up all again as well. But these 2 lads are in the team ready to spank everyone and in this wildcard draftio. And now onto the final players of the team, the snack attackers, who are ready to absolutely go for it and get all of the points. With the first fella to fall into the team, it is Harold Kane. Kane has just got back from an injury and back from, you know, his little break, his little holiday, and he's ready to get back into spanking ways. Where in this double, he has a double with, hey, playing Burnley and Fulham, where in terms of the table, actually looks like the best double out of any team. Meaning, he probably will be one of the highest captained and potentially one of the highest scoring players, so you might not want to miss out on that. But in my honest opinion, I actually don't expect him to get much from either game, because both of these teams are pretty solid defensively right now and are also in very good form, while Spursy are just Spursy. So I'm not too sure of the triple captain, but good thing is, if you're wildcarding this week, you can triple captain at the same time, so no biggies for us. So that is fine. He plays his double, and he also plays in blank game week 29, so you're going to get a good score in that week as well. Which is why he's in the wildcard team. But the next player, and the penultimate striker to join us, the penultimate player, it is another geezer who just got back from injury as well. God, is this bounce back FC like? What's going on? But it is Dominic Calvert-Lewandowski, where Everton are literally the definition of wibbly wobbly right now, aren't they? Acting like a trampoline up in here, because 1 minute they're high in the sky doing very well, and the next minute they're dead on the floor, terrible. But in this double, they play Southampton and West Brom. Two very bad defensive teams right now, whilst also having a pretty damn decent run of fixtures for the rest of the season as well, so not too bad if you want to keep them in. So you may as well go for the geese that has scored 13 goals and 6 assists so far, ready for even more returns. Hopefully you'll return the returns and you'll be returning a big smiley face. That was kind of cringe, bro. But next, and finally, the final player to finally end your final wildcard of the season. Minute of silence for no more wildcards this season. Thanks for all you do. And that is all. Right, okay. And the player is Josh Maya. Or Maja. I still don't know how to say it. This skis, alright? The Fulham forward scored a brace in his first start this season, and has also been starting ever since then as well. Where Fulham also double in this double, with Palace being one of their fixtures. So a very, very good chance of them getting all the goals there, because Palace are just very poor Palace right now. Terrible. But the fact that the Josh man here also has quite bad fixtures this week, it might actually mean he is forced to go on your bench. But also, that's a good thing, because that means you won't have a benching headache for the next few weeks. But then he also plays in game week 29, so you can just chill there and then play him when you need to. Absolutely great stuff to make sure you absolutely attack the doubles and also be very fully prepared for game week 29, the blank game week as well. And that is it for the game week 26 wildcard draft, where I myself am not slapping the button, but if I was to do it, then this right here could actually be my team I would go for. But again, like I said earlier, no Man United players, which is the only biggie, just because of the fixtures. So maybe you want to go for like a Bruno over a Salah or something, you know, in terms of form, that's probably the best thing to do. But I've gone for the fixtures here, and this is the team I have chosen. But with that said, if you had this exact team for game week 26, your team and the fixtures could look like this, where you would have 11 double players, 22 fixtures for the first week of your wildcard, guaranteed to get all of the points, whilst not missing any other really good doubles as well. Where you not only have good players in general, but for this double, you are literally going to be teasing your nipples all week because you're going to get so many points. But then also, in game week 29, without a single transfer made from this team, you could already have 8 players ready for that game week. Where if you really wanted to as well, you could do something like a De Bruyne to a Son, or Cavalier into Bamford later on, and have a full team ready for that blank. Pretty damn impressive seeing you wildcarded a few weeks before that. But that right there is how the team would look for this week in this Game Week 26 wildcard draft. So hopefully I've helped you there. Let me know if you're going to be wildcarded. Let me know if you'd make any changes. Like, I won't be surprised if somebody wants to chuck in like a Rudiger or definitely get a Bruno in. No surprises really. But if you really want to attack the fixtures, this is what I've gone for. But that is all for today. So thanks for watching, and remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now. Don't let your memes be dreams.